Hello students, how are all of you? So let's start with the discussion of the IELTS pie chart, task 1 for academic exam. This is a simple pie chart. There are different types of tasks in IELTS academic task 1. It can be a table, it can be a line graph, or it can be a bar graph, it can be a map, a diagram. So we are starting out with the pie chart. Now let's read the statement. The chart below shows the results of a recent survey into the causes of poor school attendance in the UK. So the keyword here is survey. So they are talking about a survey. A survey is in which people are asked for their opinion. So it can be in the form of a questionnaire, it can be in the form of an online survey in which people are asked to give their opinion about any particular issue. So we'll be talking about this thing a lot in our solution. We'll be keeping in mind that it is a survey. So chart below shows the results of a recent survey into the causes of poor school attendance in the UK. Now, poor school attendance is known as truancy or absenteeism. Truancy is the word which we'll be using in solution also. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Now, causes of poor school attendance in UK schools, there are five most common causes. The first one is both parents are working, and that is about 40% of people saying that this is the main reason. So, 40% of the respondents, people who replied to the survey, people who participated in the questionnaire, they said that both parents working is the most prominent cause or is the leading cause for students to skip school or for truancy. Then the second cause is lack of school discipline. So that is about a quarter of the total respondents. So if there were 100 people, 25 of those people or 25% of the total respondents, they felt that there isn't enough discipline in school and that's why students are skipping school. Then the next two causes are having a similar percentage of 15% each, that is peer group pressure and bullying. Peer group pressure means the pressure from friends, uh, the pressure to perform, the pressure to get good marks, that is peer group pressure. And bullying is when you are we discuss a lot lot about this in our schools also. When students exploitation is being done by other students, they are bullied by other students, जब उनको परेशान किया जाता है दूसरे स्टूडेंट्स के द्वारा, that is bullying. And upbringing mean how they are brought up, how they are brought up as a child, उनकी कैसे उनको घर में पालन पोषण हुआ है, that is upbringing, and that is 5% of the total people. Now we'll be discussing this in a detailed solution. Now the pattern to write this, the format is four body paras. First will be the introduction. So first body para is our introduction. The second one is our overall. Now this is the most important para in the IELTS academic task one. It has to be well written. Most of the time, if it is well written, the examiner will give you a good score. The next one is body para 1. Last one is body para 2. So let's start with the introduction of this task. I hope the screen is visible to everyone. So keep the task in front of you. The given chart showcases information. The given pie chart showcases information according to a recent survey in the United Kingdom where people attributed poor attendance in schools to a variety of distinct causes. The respondents were asked to choose from five probable causes: upbringing, both parents working, lack of school discipline, peer group pressure, and bullying. So we'll be writing this in past tense because the survey has already been done. So the tense for the whole task will be the past tense. So the given pie chart showcases information about a recent survey where people attributed. Attributed means they thought that this is the cause for poor attendance, and they attributed it to a variety of distinct means different causes. And the respondents means people who replied to the survey. They were asked to choose from five probable causes, and probable means five possible causes, and all these five possible causes will be writing them in our introduction. So introduction is basically two lines at the most, and it just gives an overview in which we paraphrase our statement like we do it in essay. So same way we'll be paraphrasing our statement, and we'll be giving the information about what the task is actually asking us, what information is required of us. Now then comes the next most important para. Now in overall, we'll be giving 2 or 3 points. uh, will not be finishing with just 1 points. It's better to write 2 points or 3 points in overall para. So let's see the first overall point. Overall, it is apparent means clear. So it is apparent or clear, or it is vividly clear from the data shown that stunted attendance was not seen as being attributable to only one category of causes. So stunted attendance means low or poor attendance. So it was not seen as being attributable टू वन कैटेगरी ऑफ कॉजेज कि वो सिर्फ एक ही कॉज के कारण नहीं है, वो अलग अलग कॉजेज के कारण है. So this is a very good opening line. Now like this, like I have written this line, you can write a simpler line also. You don't have to go for very complex lines. If you don't find uh, very comfortable with writing a long line, you can write a simpler line. Next, the second point for our overall is quite vividly, both parents working was the leading cause of truancy. So the word I was referring to, truancy. Truancy means when there is poor attendance, when students are skipping school, when students are leaving school. So quite vividly means quite clearly, both parents working was the leading cause of truancy, while upbringing was least responsible for school absenteeism. So upbringing was the least common cause. So we have given 3 points in the overall para. Again, I'm saying overall is the most important para of your academic task one. Now looking at the details. Now in details, we'll just be mentioning the individual percentages in a detailed manner. So both parents working was considered to be the leading cause of poor attendance by about 40% of the respondents. Amongst the five suggested causes, lack of school discipline was the second most common reason. So first is the poor school attendance. First cause of poor school attendance is both parents are working, and second is the lack of school discipline. So so the lack of school discipline was the second most common reason for this phenomenon, because a quarter of the total participants held this opinion. Quarter means 25%. So 25% of the total participants held this opinion. Moving ahead, about 15% of people surveyed thought that bullying might also be a contributing factor, and a similar proportion means a similar percentage of people held the opinion that peer group pressure was to blame for this. So a similar proportion, uh, वो क्या सोच रहे थे that peer group pressure इसका एक मेन कॉज और लीडिंग कॉज है. So both the percentages are similar, दोनों सेम है, so we have mentioned both these percentages in the same line. The last point which we have left is upbringing. So upbringing was not widely seen to be an important cause, with only 5% of the respondents considering it to be a responsible factor. So upbringing was not an important cause for poor attendance, and only 5% of respondents considered it to be a responsible factor. Now the whole task has to be written in past tense, and mind your word limit. In this case, the word limit is 203 words. It will be better if you finish it around 200 or 180 or 190 words. Try to finish around 180 to 190 words. How that will benefit you? Your mistakes will be lesser in number. गलतियाँ कम होंगी, तो performance will be better, and moreover you will be saving time, because our task 2 has more weightage compared to task 1. So we have to save time for our task 2. So I hope this pie chart is clear. Now do write your solution and submit it to me personally for checking. I'll be finding out your mistakes and then we'll be discussing it. Thank you, students.